So today we are reacting to Akaash Singh cannot defend this anymore. What's up guys? How are you guys doing? Hope you're having an amazing day today. So again, we are reacting to Akaash Singh. This guy might actually just be cooked, honestly. So you guys know what's been happening. He's been getting flamed because of his girlfriend, well, his wife. She has been saying some crazy things about him. And for all you guys who don't know, Akaash Singh is a famous comedian who makes all his income from comedy. He's very rich, very financially okay. And yeah, she just always talks about taking his money, talks about having sex with other men and all this type of stuff. And yeah, he's been getting flamed for it. So let's see what happens in this video. Stay tuned. Let's go.
To college from 2011 to 2016. The top 4 songs when I came back for my sophomore year: Click, Pop That, Bands Make Her Dance, Birthday Cake, The 2 Chainz, Birthday is Your Birthday. I was popping my and living my best life.
What did she say? Do you know why this is crazy? She's talking about popping her pussy, yeah, but she told Akaash that she was a virgin. Maybe she doesn't mean that, who am I to say? But that's kind of a bit insane to say. Because that kind of implies that you've been having sex with multiple different men. But you told Akaash that you were a virgin, like him.
In these white boy frat houses, I was shopping at Rainbow. I was eating buffalo chicken wraps every day. I was straightening my hair with my French tips. You could not tell me nothing. And I had a roster of guys that I would rotate through.
Hello?
So it's ugh. Sometimes it literally hurts my heart. And when the nostalgia is that painful, guess what I have to watch? This.
Hey, yo. Hey,
the only thing that'll give me a little quick fix.
Mind you, that's somebody's whole wife. That is a man's.
Why would you say this on the internet? Especially if you have a husband. Did you not think, how would my husband feel about this before I post that? I think one of the greatest love languages somebody could have is consideration. How considerate are you? Do you know what I mean? That is actually insane. I don't think she considered her husband when she made that video, I can't lie. But even if you weren't considering your husband and you were single, why would you post that online for everyone to see?
Whole wife talking about popping on the internet to strangers. Now, I've tried so hard to stay out of married people's business on this platform. I didn't get into the Ayesha Curry and Steph Curry drama. I didn't get into the Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith drama. Why? Simply due to the fact that different people do different things. I know in my engaged life, I'm not going to be blasting myself on the internet, and neither will my wife. But, celebrities got a whole different situation going on. But specifically when it comes to this Akaash situation where his wife continuously keeps embarrassing him on the internet, I cannot avoid it any longer. For those of you who don't know, Akaash Singh is the Indian comedian who is a co-host on the Flagrant podcast. Now, he has been judged in the media before for being a punching bag to Andrew Schultz.
2 days later, they're like,
you were right there for 9/11.
Son, your boy was right there. New Yorker. Son, I was there.
You were a New Yorker.
Back then. I was a New Yorker.
You were a New Yorker.
And you? What were you doing? Planning it?
Hey, yo. And a lot of people had...
That's crazy. But they say it in the name of comedy. See, that's the thing with comedy. When do you draw the line between comedy and disrespect? Especially if you're co-hosts. It's insane, man. When would you actually draw the line?
Criticisms of that, saying, how could you let Andrew Schultz do this? That's a guy that you don't know for the most part. He's just a co-host. Sure, he's been a friend of yours, but why would you let a friend talk to you like that? Well, as we're finding out now, things are unfolding. We are discovering that, hey, Akaash lets everybody talk to him like that. Even the people that
Yeah, Akaash lets everybody talk to him like that, unfortunately.
he's wedded to. While you're here and you're enjoying the content, please hit that subscribe button. It'll be greatly appreciated. Now back to the video. The thing that makes all of this worse in the Akaash Singh situation is that he has been painting his wife to be some sort of good and wholesome woman this entire time on the internet. Anytime he's asked about her, he just has the utmost positive and wholesome things to say about her. She's basically a church mouse.
My wife also hadn't had any sexual partners, so that helped us connect a lot more.
Now, let me ask you this. How do you believe her?
If you've seen her, then it's hard to believe. Yeah. I remember I was just like, what? But she was 22, I was 31. There was an age gap.
Now, if you take that clip...
Do you see what I mean? If you take back the clip before of what she was saying, I'm not no expert, but something's just not adding up. Do you know what I mean? It's just not adding up. How can she be doing all of that mad stuff and be saying that she's a virgin? Fair enough if you are, but...
In the clip that we showed at the beginning of this video, those two are in direct conflict with each other. Somebody can't be innocent and not doing anything and a virgin to all of a sudden hop into the world of pussy popping. I think Akaash felt okay to say these things because ultimately it would never go up on the internet. Nobody would ever challenge him, etc., etc. It's not like somebody from the past would ever step into the limelight and say, hey, I did know your wife back in the day. She was at those frat parties. We were doing X, Y, and Z. He felt clean and clear to say these things. He never suspected that his own biggest op was laying in bed next to him. Because when his wife starts to get on social media and explain some of these things, it really exposes how disconnected they are.
So one time I met this guy on Tinder and I made the dumb mistake of letting him sleep over, like not really wanting to fucking hook up. And I like woke up in the morning and like my asshole was a little sore. Oh my God. And I
Oh, my days. Yeah, I can't lie. She was lying to Akaash, bro. She was lying to you, buddy. What do you mean your asshole was sore? From what? But she's a virgin. Oh, man. End times are coming, guys. End times are coming. The generation is cooked. Imagine how us human beings will be in the next 200 years, man. It's looking dark. Oh, my days. Oh, my days.
remember that he like. What kind of porn do you watch when you use a vibrator?
Okay, not gonna lie, I don't watch porn while using a vibrator. What? I just think my imagination is vibration enough.
Wait a minute.
I just think of like my own husband while I'm like doing it. Wait.
This is oh, this is TMI. They should be revoking some people's podcast licenses, man. What am I hearing? Oh, my days.
That's kind of baller, but I could never do that.
Yeah.
You can never think of your husband?
You and your husband split finances, and I'm gonna be really fucking honest.
I don't.
We don't.
We don't.
We don't.
First of all, that's a fucking red flag. I'm not like, no joke. I love you girls. If you want to work, all for that, whatever. But like any man that doesn't want to have a joint bank account or isn't being transparent with his accounts or has separate accounts, that's a fucking red flag. This is not a two-way street. This is a one-way street. His money is our money and my money is my money.
I'm sorry.
I mean, I hear that as a man, I agree with that, yeah. But the thing is, when it becomes a thing where you demand it, is different. Like, I think it's the sense of entitlement. As a man, like, I'll be turned off if they had that level of entitlement, saying, yeah, you have to do this, you have to give me that, you have to give me that. A man should do that because he naturally wants to, as your, like, husband, boyfriend, you know what I mean? But when it comes to a point in time where you're like, oh, you have to, like, as you should, period, I'm like, nah, buddy, I'm out. But don't get it twisted. I will do that as well. I believe in that as well as a man, personally. But it's just the level of entitlement is crazy. Because not everybody's privileged to have that, do you know what I mean? It's a privilege.
Does not sound like the same church mouse girl that was being described by Akaash Singh. You know, I was about to say that I think every successful man's biggest fear is not having a Savannah James in his corner. There's this idea and perception that LeBron James is married to Savannah, and Savannah is very wholesome, very behind the scenes, very quiet, very reserved, and ultimately she doesn't cause any stress in his life. But I would just honestly say that I think that this is everybody's biggest fear. Marrying a partner who is going to put you on blast and throw you under the bus on Front Street. We've seen those TikTok videos online where a partner throws somebody under the bus at a party. Oh, you know, Jared always leaves his underwear on the bathroom floor. Oh, Janice can't decide on which type of restaurant she wants to eat at. This right here, though, is another level. And their whole relationship, even from their wedding video, seems like it's built foundationally on some weirdo stuff.
There's no way a girl this beautiful doesn't break my heart. I was like, there's no way this isn't gonna end with me with egg on my face. And there's no way this is like a good person. You don't understand, girls that look like you are not like you. That's not a real thing that exists in most guys' minds. And she turned out to be the real thing. I was more and more comfortable with what it meant. I understood better and worse what that really means, for better or for worse. I understood that this is something that is a lifelong commitment. And I just felt slowly more and more confident that this was the girl that was gonna be willing to go through everything with me, that I was willing to go through everything with. Since the wedding, again, like I said, there's so many layers to this girl. I understand her more and more every day, and this is 8 years I'm still learning about this person. I really do fall more in love with her the more I get to know her.
But Akaash, do you really know her? Like, do you really know?
I feel sorry for
Spin
him.
your passion into a business with Shopify and break sales records with the world's best.
Don't worry, guys, I'll get YouTube
Boy, I'm
treatment
so
one
upset
day.
I didn't pick up on this story earlier.
I actually feel sorry for him, man. He's actually trying his best, but you know, guys, I say we send our praise to Akaash, because all jokes aside, like, realistically speaking, this is actually something that's very tough to deal with, you know. I'm praying for his mental health, because obviously I feel like most people, if they're in a situation like this, the mental health will be all over the place. Do you know what I mean? So let's just pray that he's okay, man. All jokes aside.
But the thing about these online commentators and the slippery slope that they exist on is the fact that their real life starts to get put on display and people get to pick apart the hypocrisy in their words. It's kind of a part of the reason why I don't really put my fiance on the internet. It's also a reason why I don't commentate on a lot of these like real life scenarios and situations. Trust me, I've seen firsthand it blow up in your face when you talk about relationships and then you do something that's out of pocket, like step out on your partner or hit them or, you know, whatever the case may be. I've seen how it can blow up in people's faces. And that's exactly what Akaash is facing right now to this day. Because he has been at the forefront forefront of conversations when it comes to other people's relationships, now he is getting exposed for being a hypocrite.
She wasn't even remorseful.
When he says entanglement and he questions the word, she gets irritated. She's like, that's what I said, entanglement. Like, bitch, you cheated, bro. I'm the one getting embarrassed, and then I call you out on wording, and you get, yeah, that's what I said. This is a bit of a cucky take, but it's out there that he is in an emotionally abusive relationship. And that's why he cares so much about what she thinks and her reaction to something.
You think that you're...
That's, bro, my man is describing himself. You're describing yourself, Akaash.
girl has slept with 3 times the amount of guys she's told.
Did you just? I want to hear about a couple of the previous. Why you want to hear? That's weird. That's what weird. Are you gonna get jerking off to? She got good taste. Yeah, yes. Just make sure she got good.
And I get that life happens, but before you get high and mighty about your relationship, the life you're living, etc., make sure that you are using your voice accordingly. Otherwise, people are gonna start pulling clips about you, acting as if you were just safe in your glass house, nothing could affect you, and use it against you later down the line. That's exactly what people did when they saw you bash Myron and Walter for the way that they were dealing with their relationships and their content.
What I don't like, what I find corny as fuck, is my preference is not my women. You guys have established yourselves as role models. From simps to pimps, which is another motto I find kind of corny, but I looked into what you guys are about. And a lot of the shit is just childish.
And even if I ultimately do disagree with the way that Myron and Walter go about creating their content, talking about what they do, their life, etc., one thing that I don't agree with ever is being this high and mighty voice, playing as if you're superior, as if you have it all figured out, but simultaneously bashing others, especially when life exists.
Yeah, guys, this is why you don't bash others. He got karma, man. This guy got a lot of karma, man. It's tough, man. Guys are even calling his girl Aisha Chicken Curry. If you know, you know.
Just, I understand that there's so much nuance in black and white. So with that being said, Akaash, you're now being held to the same exact standards. So when your now wife decided that she wasn't going to take the Savannah James route, she was actually going to get on these podcasts, and she was actually going to step on you, disgust you, say these nasty things, the whole community, the entirety of the internet seems to be surrounding you, you know, kind of looking at you saying, what are you going to do? Because your wife is on the internet talking about how she's attracted to other men, specifically her friend's husband, and saying that she wants to get into an orgy with him?
Did y'all ever have an orgy together with your husband?
Rhea,
She tried.
I'm actively trying to have an orgy because this couple is so fucking good looking, and you haven't seen Nav yet, but wait till you fucking see him. His body goes crazy.
Bro, if my girlfriend / wife or whatever was saying this about another person, I'll be so heartbroken. I'll be so upset. I'd probably have to call it off. I'd have to call it off. That'll be too much for me, man.
His face card always slays, never declines. And it's kind of weird because I'm talking about your husband.
No, I kind of look at it, but I'm like, us for it? Okay, maybe.
I just know that Nav's dick
Hey, yo.
at least 10 inches.
Yeah, this is too much, man. What is she doing, man? Akaash, man, that is your wife. That's dark, man. But honestly, bro, I hope it gets better for you because this is actually sad.
You would only be down for an orgy if
Or
we
it's thick. It's thick. I will say, like, Akaash is such a fucking king. Like, everyone knows he's the best husband, and I don't often find men that measure up to him. And like Nav completely measures up to him.
This is actually cringing me out. I'm struggling to watch this, man.
Not more.
There's a difference being a scammer and being a hustler. Two very different.
Oh, y'all were right there doing.
I'm a hustler who scams a little bit. I'm not a scammer
I'm
who
not
hustles.
gonna lie, that was sexy, and that's why I'm actively trying to have an orgy.
Whoa!
How do you think I have to keep up with her?
No, he be saying some boss ass shit. What is the stuff he says to you that I'm just like, that's fire?
Oh, Nav puts his dick out on the table. I'm meeting Nav's dad tomorrow, and I will say I'm fucking nervous because.
Oh my days! And she's doing it in front of her husband. Guys, they're not dating. They're husband and wife. Talking about another man's dick in front of your husband is crazy work, and he's not doing anything about it. His co-host 2 walks all over him as well.
He has the. Not to be weird, but he has big dick energy, and he's he's a don. Let's face it. It's like I need to make sure I'm on my P's and Q's tomorrow.
I promise people, I am not ready, and I was not ready for this video. How are you calling others cucks when you're the biggest cuck? I didn't think he was in the room. I saw these snippets earlier, y'all, and I promise you, I did not believe he was actually in the room.
He's in the room, which makes it worse, man. Exactly.
Watching this stuff go down. Talk about big cuck energy. You might as well play with your nipples while she ogles the man right across from you, talking about how she... I stay out of married people's business. They're comedians, and I get all that. Like, this is supposed to be ha ha hee hee funny, I guess. But this is embarrassing. This is way too much, and this is way over the line. Now, y'all know I got a fiance, and everybody in their relationships does something differently. But I think that a lot of us would agree that if somebody was talking about their man like this while being in front of them, even if it was a so-called friend, there would be a major problem. But don't take my word for it. I asked my fiance, and here's what she had to say.
Yeah, that was crazy.
So she couldn't talk to me?
Hell nah. That wouldn't be my friend. My friends would never. Also, I don't find my friends' men attractive. Turn it on.
Not even in like a play we're joking way?
No. She has no boundaries. She will absolutely fuck your man. She'll fuck your brother. She'll fuck you. And not in a nice way. She'll fuck you over. It's weird that they're all...
I mean, she might fuck her sexually too.
No, she's not gonna do that. She's gonna play and she'll never be honest about it though. And then when it comes out, she's gonna look at you like she's crazy or like you're crazy. And then the husband, I'm not a part of the LGBTQ community. He may be a part of it though.
Okay, all right, and that's Danielle, everybody. That's Danielle. And with that clip surfacing from that specific interview, Pandora's box opened up and started to obliterate Akaash and his wife, especially when she started speaking up about her past and how quote unquote out there pussy popping she was.
To jesteś ty, a nie, czekaj, to jesteś ty. I ty chcesz podbić świat Albionu? Oto co musisz zrobić.
Which is a contradiction based off of what he told us all these years about his wife.
Sometimes I get so painfully nostalgic for college. So for context, I went to college from 2011 to 2016. I was popping my pussy and living my best life in these white boy frat houses. And I had a roster
We saw this right earlier at the start of the video.
of guys that I would rotate through. So it's like, oh,
No way.
sometimes it like literally hurts my heart.
For those of you who don't know what popping pussy is, it's literally having sex, and her saying that she has a roster of guys, meaning that she was having sex with multiple guys at this frat house to the point where she is like low-key getting it off by thinking about it. I'm sorry, anybody who is deeply thinking about having sex with frat guys back in college or fantasizing about her best friend's fiance or husband's penis, that's a red flag. I'm actually surprised, and this may be their friend group, that's some weirdo shit. I know for a fact though that if my fiance specifically was having conversations with her best friend about me and she started talking penis talk, hey, what that penis do? I'm sexually attracted to this your man's dick and he's got 10 inches. Girl, we fighting. And we find out this isn't some isolated event. Again, the internet lives forever. Akaash's wife has always been disgusting and nasty in front of him towards their relationship, and nobody just cares. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Nobody gives a shit.
It's a ring light. Dr. Trevor, what are we doing?
So this needs to stain a bruise through something.
Wait, let me rewind that back. Jaslyn Singh tossing over the body. Oh, she's so down bad, man.
Dr. Trevor, what are we doing?
So this needs to stain a bruise through something.
Yeah, I can't lie, bro. Like, she's a corn addict, bro. Bro, she's a corn addict if she's acting like this in a clinic, bro. She thinks this guy is Johnny Sins, bro.
Activity at home. And we should let them here. Bruises for many different reasons. And so we met them later. Called the Canadian and that.
Also, I heard you're single. Is that true?
We'll go back to true.
Now, because these people exist on the internet, you know I'm gonna say my favorite thing. No, it's not like and subscribe, although you should like and subscribe. It's the fact that we get to hear their voices about the matter. We get to hear the backtracking of them two in these situations, explaining in real time what went wrong, how they could have avoided it, and you know what really happened. And I'm not gonna lie to you, it does not make it better at all. At all, at all.
I think people talking about the sore butthole story, because that was more kind of like an assault story, but I didn't want to label it as such because I didn't think it was super traumatizing, and I had already shared one.
Right.
And I feel like the internet has a quota for girls of like how many assault stories they could share, regardless of if it's true or not. Like, obviously I didn't.
You think the internet would be like, oh, every story she tells
Yeah,
she's
that's why I
assaulted.
didn't want to do that. So I was like, oh, this happened. I didn't really say it's okay.
So what happened, if you don't mind saying?
Well, I mean, so I was living in San Francisco working on
Definitely
my
a
internship.
butt thing would happen there. Not shocking at all.
Look how them trying to clear, bro. She's always trying to clear up everything she says, man. Like, I don't think she has any fans at this rate. Like, I bet she probably gets a lot of hate comments and DMs. But judging from her recent TikTok, she's living life. I don't think she cares, man. Which is a good mindset to have in terms of not caring about haters.
This is like when Tinder first came out. There was no Bumble, there was no Hinge. I met this guy on Tinder, whatever. Like, we were like just feeling like the vibes, and I stupidly was like, oh, you can sleep over, but like not really wanting to hook up that much, because again, for me, like I was just like, okay, maybe we can make out and just like whatever and cuddle. But then I guess he like wanted.
Was this guy Indian?
No, he was like way.
Yeah, he took it very different. Yeah, I've learned this translation.
Brother.
An Indian guy might understand what an Indian girl means when she says we're hooking up. It doesn't mean we're fucking.
There's something conservative.
Most Americans.
That's why we don't
Start
get it.
off by her inviting him over. Because when
Yeah,
I've
that
been
was-
invited over, that usually means, oh, we're fucking.
No, I know that was again stupid decision on my part. I was like 21, so it's like I really just like.
I swear she started dating him at 22. Isn't she 22 now? I'm so confused.
I don't know, like I just was making bad decisions all around. So it's like, but I was like, okay, like we'll kiss, whatever. I don't remember, honestly, I don't even remember too much, but I just remember him like trying to like sneak a finger, and I was like, no, we're not doing that.
Yeah.
But like then the next day, like it was like kind of feeling sore, but it wouldn't. Like if it had been anything else, it would, that would have been a whole other story. It would have been like it would have teared something. So it was just like that.
Now I will acknowledge, because we kind of sped past it, what she was describing would be classified as some sort of assault. How she depicted it on the internet was a bit lazy, but ultimately that's not right. We don't condone that over here. It's disgusting.
Yeah, we don't condone assault. That's crazy, man. Disgusting stuff.
I wouldn't have went on Flagrant and described it though, because they're going to joke about it and laugh about it and hee and ha when you are there in order to clear your name in front of the internet streets about you disrespecting your husband. Now that was just one clip though. Let's be super duper clear. And hey, we were too stupid to understand that clip because we're not Indian, as Akaash said. We're not an Indian man, so we don't understand the difference between going over and hooking up actually meaning sex versus going over, sleeping over, hanging out, hooking up meaning just a kiss or whatever the case may be. But what I do know and don't need to be Indian about is knowing what pussy popping, which would be classified as AAVE, what that means. But let's hear what she has to say about that whole situation.
Is it true that you said that there was a rotation of guys?
A roster. Yeah, what is a roster?
What does that
Okay,
What
so
does this mean?
You guys have to understand. Have you ever heard of the repressed Catholic schoolgirl?
Never.
I was, Okay. So I was.
His Catholic school was in his living room. Imagine how repressed he was.
I was a repressed Indian girl that I didn't even watch Jersey Shore in high school because I felt it to be too inappropriate. So when I got to college, I'm like, oh my God, I can dress however I want. I can do whatever I want.
You can have a roster of frat boys.
But
What does a roster mean?
So it didn't actually translate to a roster. It just meant like two guys I was talking to and flirting with at the same time. That's it.
That's all.
Yeah.
And when you say hooking up, I think people
When
think you
I
meant
mean hooking
fucking.
up, I just meant making out. Again, like everything I say is so amplified and hyperbolic.
Why do I believe her? Maybe I'm getting gaslighted. Maybe she's doing a good job of gaslighting. I don't know, man.
Because it's so like incongruous to who I actually am as a person.
Right. So you're saying you're a big old prude.
Yeah, literally.
I do find it a little bit interesting how she doesn't think two guys is a roster and keeps pushing this off as you guys just don't understand, you guys just don't understand. Kind of putting the onus on us as opposed to taking accountability for her own words and interpretations. Like you said, you hooked up with him. That is not a word that only exists in one type of culture. That is a pop culture, massively accepted word for sexual intercourse. Don't put that on us. That's you using lazy wording. And I do also find it strange her explanation about the whole orgy thing, saying that she adopted some of Akaash's humor.
One of our fans asked us, would you guys have an orgy? So I just said, oh, I'm actively trying, like as a joke. Now, looking back, like it's been pointed out to me and I get that. I feel like for us, I think I learned so much of my humor from Akaash, not to like justify it, but just to explain like, oh, if I say these absurd things, it's so funny because it's not who I actually am.
Right.
But I kind of forgot that like the internet doesn't know all these multi-dimensions of my personality, so they're just seeing this one thing.
Right.
So the orgy joke started with like Akaash being like, oh, Nav's really hot. Like Akaash would show Nav's picture to his trainer or whatever because he's like really like, yeah.
Even something like that potentially would have checked out with me if Akaash was making those same types of jokes. Now, granted, on the Flagrant podcast, they make a bunch of racial jokes. They go out of pocket and out of bounds on a bunch of different things. But one thing that at least I have not seen in my dissection of the entirety of the situation is Akaash specifically disrespecting his own relationship and the boundaries that he has.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. She keeps disrespecting the actual relationship. That's the thing. You can make all your jokes, but when it's at others' expense, is it really a joke or is that just bullying? Because remember, your husband is a reflection of you. You are a reflection of your husband. So if you want people to treat him positively, you need to watch what you say about him. Because if people see you making jokes at his expense and like insulting him and stuff, they're going to do the same to your husband. Like now look at him, nobody's respecting him because his own woman doesn't respect him.
As the respect that he had for said relationship on camera, let alone in front of her. She tries to play it off as, yo, this is how we communicate and we laugh and joke. But in that same sit-down interview where it was Akaash, his wife, and their best friends, the Nav guy and her best friend, there was only one person in that conversation talking about how hot somebody was, how big somebody's penis was, what type of energy they get off, etc., etc. Akaash never followed that back up by saying, ooh, I bet Janice's pussy is so wet. Because that's a weird conversation to have. And there are boundaries.
Yeah, exactly, he knows boundaries.
Boundaries that people have when it comes to jokes. So please, I think you can save that one for me. That one just does not hit home at all. Now, I will say the reality of all these relationships and situations is that you and your partner live in them and exist in them with your own understandings, all boundaries, you know, things that you guys have agreed upon, and everybody else does not have those. So that's perfectly fine. But when you start to share them to the public, it is quite okay for people to have some sort of commentary on those, create their own opinions, and, you know, not even make up narratives per se, but just let it all play out and come to their own conclusion. Especially when somebody like Akaash is somebody somebody who himself is a commentator and has his own conclusions and own judgments about other people's relationships. It would be different if he was giving grace and saying in these Will Smith conversations or Myron conversations and Fresh and Fit Walter conversations, whatever the case may be, hey guys, you know, I understand what y'all got going on. I don't agree personally, but I'm not going to be critical of it. I'm not going to do X, Y, and Z of it. Why? Because ultimately I have my own things that I do in my relationship, and it's a little bit strange if it got out. But what y'all do is what y'all do. It's not like they went about doing it that way. He went on and judged. He went on and made grandstanding statements about these people. And ultimately, it looks bad in the light when situations like this happen. And it looks worse in the light when you go through and start deleting a bunch of posts and subreddits and et cetera, while simultaneously claiming that, hey, we don't understand. If we don't understand and it's not that deep of a situation, leave it up there for interpretation. Full stop. It doesn't matter. But no, brother. You decided to do what you did. Oh, man, Akaash. I'ma pray for you, my guy. I'ma pray for you.
Thank you, guys. Thank you for watching the video. We are going to be posting daily, every single day. So stay tuned, join the family, and please subscribe, guys. Let us build a community for years to come. I'm going to be posting every single day for the next 3 to 5 years of my life. Probably for the rest of my life, guys. So you guys join the family and be there from the start so that you guys can claim you're with me when I had only a few subscribers. Guys, join the family. Stay tuned. Hope you guys have a blessed day today. And thank you for watching. See you guys later. Peace.